and welcome back to them back planning for Saturday the 22nd and answering the last question of the hashtag ODBJ created by April. If you guys haven't been following, we did do a 5-question series. This is the last one where we're giving advice as to budgeting and what has worked for us and all of that. So let me show you what I have left from my kit. So I did create this kit, and since it was for myself, I just left it in one whole sheet. I'm going to be using this brown one, but I did create all sorts of different ones. So let me take this one so I can get started over here. And for this plan with me, I'm going to be giving you advice that has worked for me, that if you want to take it and want to apply it to yourself, you can. And just make sure that anything, you know, that you try to do, whether it be in budgeting or anything, something that works for you. Look at that. Nut day. Isn't that perfect for my brown? So yeah, always make sure you take what you like, and if you don't, well, you know, just don't do it. That's something that I always like to do when I am learning about something. Take what I like, and what I don't, definitely just don't take it. So my first kind of tip or advice would be just to get started, because we often say, oh, at the end of the month or the beginning of the month or next week or on Monday or next year. Well, if you can get started with anything, we're always waiting for the next big thing, right? So my advice is just get started, because no matter when you get started, I mean, you're gonna have to get started. So get started. Then the second thing is to write down all your debt. If you're trying to get out of debt, definitely write every single piece of debt that you have. Like, take out all your bills, open up the apps, however you do it, online banking, whatever you do, like look up all your debt and write it down. And if you don't like writing it down, use a computer, whatever you like, you know, that's why I say. But I'm telling you what works for me. I wrote everything down. So write everything down, add it up, and see how much your total really is. Because besides knowing that you have debt, if you just say, oh, I have debt, but you don't know how much debt you have, then it's really not benefiting you just to, you know, not be able to put an actual number to how much debt you have. So write everything down and create a plan. So when I mean create a plan is see what has not been working for you and see what are some things that you can implement. So say you've always, I don't know, used a credit card, and that's your habit, right? And you always have been paying with a credit card, and you feel like there's no other way that you could be doing anything. Just try something different, because you never know if something different is going to help you. So say instead of using your credit card, you could go pay cash. And that's something that really helped me, because paying cash was really where I realized that I was spending a lot of money. Because sometimes when you just pay with your credit card, you're not like really seeing the physical cash, so it's just you know, it's gone. You're not even, sometimes people don't even know how much they pay. I don't know if you noticed, but oftentimes people don't tell you the total when you purchase something. Let's say Starbucks, they don't tell you how much you paid for, how much your total was, and they're like, do you want your receipt? And people are like, no, that's fine. So they don't even know how much they paid for their Starbucks. So you could just change something up if you feel that that's not working for you, or try something new, because sometimes when we try something new, it motivates us, you know, to do a little bit better or change something. So another thing that I want to tell you is to use what you have. You might see a lot of budgeters here on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, you know, like I'm sure there's a bunch of places where you can look, but let's just say you watch people here on YouTube, how they budget and how they do things. And let me tell you, use what you have. If you use what you have, you're not gonna go into more debt, because if you're trying to pay off your debt, you don't want to be creating more debt. So get your notebook, get your computer, your pen, your pencil, whatever you like, whatever you feel comfortable with, and get started with that. Because if you're like, oh, well, I want to get this binder, or I want these envelopes, or I want this. I mean, it's fine if you can afford it, but if you're trying to pay off debt, I'm sure you can't. So try to, if you can, I want to use the bigger one for this one, actually. Should I just use this one? I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna mark it down. So use what you have, and once you feel that you're making a difference, like you're actually paying off your debt, and you see the numbers going down, you can obviously, you know, purchase something that you really want or that you've been needing. So that's how I did it. If you guys haven't been following me for a long time, I didn't have an allowance for a long time before, and that was really stressful. And that's another one of my tips. If you are a spender like me, I will admit it, I am a spender. If you're a spender like me, give yourself an allowance. That's my next tip. Give yourself an allowance so you don't feel so restrained. Because when you're like, man, I can't even spend $1 at Dollar Tree. Well, not even $1 anymore. I can't even spend $1.25 at Dollar Tree. You're gonna feel like really, really strained, and it's gonna make you like fall off the wagon, you know, and sort of like that. So definitely, if you feel that you can afford it and you can do it, give yourself an allowance. Even like $5, $10. I don't know how much ever you feel that you can do. I originally started with $20 for myself and $20 for my husband, and that worked for us. Then we decided we wanted to increase it, so now we do $30. And at $30, we're doing pretty good. So give yourself an allowance. Then the next thing you want to do is stay accountable. Staying accountable is going to help you with making sure that, you know, you follow through, because you just don't want to say, well, I want to do this, and then just like it doesn't happen, right? So you want to make sure that you stay accountable. And then that goes to my next tip. When we're staying accountable, what's the best thing to do? When we want to stay accountable, what's the best thing we can do? I would say setting goals. So set a couple of goals for yourself. Say you have $20,000 of debt. Say this year I want to be paying off $5,000. Because don't think people get out of debt like super fast. I don't know like who gets out of debt like super quick, but it takes time, you guys. It takes time. So if you really want to do it, set goals. So like that. So you would say, this year I want to pay $5,000. And that might not seem like a lot to you, but let me tell you, it's a lot. It's a lot of money, because it's a lot of money you're not going to be paying interest on anymore. So no matter what your goal, you know, you can set many goals. Say this year you want to get a new job to pay off more debt. You can do that. So then say I'm going to get a part-time job, or I'm going to have side hustle, or, you know, anything that will help you stay motivated. For me, it was a lot of tracking. I love tracking stuff. So I used to say, I'm going to make sure that I get cute trackers. And I would just look all over the internet, you guys. Like, I would look everywhere for free trackers, because I was in debt. I did not need no more debt. So I was not purchasing anything. I was not going to be like spending all this money on things, trying to make something pretty, you know? And that really helped me, because trying to stick to my budget really helped me learn how to make beautiful stickers and be creative. Like, if you guys have seen my channel for a while, you know that I love making stuff. Like, I made the kit, I made these dashboards from vellum. I just love being creative. So anything that you have, you don't have to go out and buy everything, because you see everybody, you know, they have it. But I know the feeling, I know it. So that's why I'm just trying to tell you, do what you can with what you have and get started. That is, if you get anything out of this video or of this series that I've been doing, that is my tip. Like, really, really just get started. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that we have progress. Every day we can do something different to have progress. I remember I did everything and anything I could. You guys have heard I got a second job. I used to recycle. Anything. I mean, you really have to get creative and motivated to get out of the problem that you have. So that is gonna be the end of this series, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying my videos. If you have, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.